Alright, before I get into the video, I want to say a few things. Thank you viewer for taking the time to look at my video, it means a lot. Also make sure to subscribe if you are new here. I want you fired because your voice isn't ladylike enough. Cast, me equals me. K equals the voice police. M equals my mom. E equals a really nice employee who I hope is doing well. C equals the child. Alright, to preface this, I'm not at a legal age to get a job, but apparently to this lady I looked like I am. Also I have a deepish scratchy voice. I was at a store with my mother because she wanted wine and cigarettes, so I was just walking around for a bit until I spotted C trying to reach something. I walked over to her and said, "Hi, do you need help?" Trying to make my voice a little higher and sweeter as to not freak the kid out. C said, "I can't get the card." I grabbed the card for her and gave it to her, then turned around to leave when K enters the aisle. C says thank you while I'm walking away, and without think I just said you're welcome in my normal deep, apparently boyish voice. K walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, did you help my daughter with something?" She didn't say it in a rude way, so I just said yes ma'am and figured that was it, until she grabbed my shoulder while I was again just trying to get back to my mom. I said, "Can I help you?" And she asked what part of the store had frozen food. I told her and pointed her in the direction and again tried to leave. She grabbed my arm and waved down. Walked over and asked what the problem is, and K said, "Your co-worker is scaring me and my child with her voice." I was shocked because I never thought this would happen and just asked, "How am I scaring you?" He said, "I'm sorry ma'am, but she doesn't work here." K started raising her voice, "Yes she does. She helped me and my daughter, so obviously she does work here." I again told her I don't and to let go of my arm. She refuses and starts yelling. He tells her if she doesn't let go of my arm then he will call security. She lets go and demands, "Fire this girl now." Speaking like that to a paying customer is disrespectful. He again calmly tried to tell this woman, "I am not an employee." I give a look of, "Can I leave now?" And he nods, so I left to find my mom. I don't know the name of the owner, but I'm her best friend. What's up everyone, I'm new to Reddit, but I'm a long-time fan of the r/IDontWorkHereLady series on YouTube and thought I'd share my own personal story. I know it's not exactly a "I don't work here lady" situation, but it's close enough. Forgive me as I make rookie mistakes and typos. Feel free to point out any mistakes or if you have any questions. Backstory: this takes place about a year ago. I've worked at a family-ran restaurant for over 5 years and I've worked my way from the ground up. I started off as a dishwasher, then to expediter, then to server, and then to management. As I grew within the company, I've obviously made a name for myself, and a lot of the common guests knew me, or people would come in asking for me as their server due to my positive Yelp reviews. Anyways, I was recently promoted again to a different management position due to a recent firing. Due to my knowledge of the kitchen, I was given the position of kitchen manager. Now we got the backstory straight, it's time for the tea. Story: it was summer and the temperature was 100° plus outside and the restaurant was very slow. At most maybe 4/5 tables. Due to my recent promotion, I was working in the kitchen wearing my chef uniform. Wearing a specific hat, a black vest that says chef, and my chef pants, which were very dirty and food stained. Definitely not looking like a server whatsoever. As they were a t-shirt saying the restaurant, blue jeans, and a server apron. Of course, due to working next to the oven, flat tops, grill, and how hot it was outside, I obviously was drinking water and soda all day long. Toward the end of a long day, nature was calling, but right before I had the chance to go, I heard a server come back with food I just made, saying it was frozen. That was odd due to the fact we don't have a freezer and I actually just pulled the product from oven not even 5 minutes ago. Nonetheless, I happily helped my crew make a new meal. After we got done sending out the food and a bit of cleaning, I went back to the manager's office to let the manager know I was going to the restroom and asked if he would like me to get him a drink on my way back. Before he could answer, I heard the server coming back again saying the food was still frozen. It was actually still steaming. SMH, the server explained that the lady wouldn't want anything else. I felt really bad due to the fact the server probably wasn't going to be tipped. Anyways, I really had to go to the restroom now and it was so bad my eyes began watering. I fast walked to the bathroom but not before I heard that oh so sweet sound. Karen, ahem. Followed by snapping. It stopped me in my tracks and I knew she was trying to get my attention due to the fact I was the only person around. Karen, excuse me. Snapping again. Me, hi miss, how can I help you? Karen, I want my bill right now, a refill on my drink and get me a Togo drink while you're at it. Now my bladder is literally about to explode and the ladies' server was with another table. Me, sorry miss, I'm not your server and I cannot get your bill, but I'll be more than happy to get you a refill, a Togo drink and notifying your server of you wanting your bill. Karen, OMG. First you don't understand my order, then you purposely made my food cold and now you're acting like you don't know how to use your own computer system? I'm very confused on why she's thinking we would serve her cold food and next I don't know how she thinks I'm her server. Her server is a short blonde female and I'm a dark-haired male wearing a chef hat. How did she get confused? Me, I'm very sorry ma'am, I'm not your server, I'm actually the kitchen manager and She cuts me off and proceeded to lose her freaking mind. Karen, you don't know who I am, do you? I'm owner's name best friend and I know her personally. You don't know who you're messing with. I'm very close with the owners and when I used to serve I would be the owner's go-to serve for serving their friends/family. And I've never seen this lady before. But I still tried to be nice and positive. Me, ma'am, I'm very sorry about everything that's happened. She cuts me off again. I have to go pee so bad that I'm on the verge of peeing my pants. Karen proceeds to explode and go on about how awful I have served her and going on about how I purposely froze her food. In the midst of it all I couldn't hold my pee anymore and I took off to the bathroom. I finally go and I feel like so much better. After washing my hands, I walked outside the bathroom and guess who was waiting for me to complain some more? Karen. Not only was the service and food terrible. These bathrooms are atrocious and disgusting. At this point I was fed up and it takes a lot for me to get mad at work. Me, ma'am, allow me to get my store manager. I just walk off and I can hear her following me going on and on about more stuff that's wrong. I get back to the office and I tell my manager about this lady and he goes out and talks to her. A few minutes later, I'm on my computer filling out some paperwork for the day when I hear shouting and something smashing. I run out and see this lady trying to hit my manager. My manager is a 6'5" giant who weighs over 200 pounds and he was just taking the hits and attempts to smack him. I intervene and stop the assault. My manager yells for someone to call the cops. This lady books it out of the restaurant, leaving her purse and phone behind. My manager was okay, just pissed about the whole situation. Me, are you okay? Manager's name. Manager, yeah, I'm fine. Me, what even led up to this? Manager, this crazy B, yes, he actually called her a B and this guy never swears, was listing everything that upset her about our restaurant and claimed she knew the owner. Me, I've never seen her before, does she really know the owner? Manager, asterisk, begins to chuckle, asterisk, she doesn't even know her name and couldn't even tell me any of her children's name or her husband's name. Me, really, that's funny. Then what caused her to try to fight you? Manager, I called her out on not knowing the owners and that she needed to pay her bill and leave. She didn't like that response from him and she just started hitting him. Me, darn, I wish I could have seen the look on her face, LOL. We got a good laugh out of it and then he tells me he's gonna be notifying the police and hold onto the purse and phone. Funny thing is, on my day off, she came in a day later trying to get her stuff back. I guess the owner was there that day doing her usual check-ins and both my manager and owner made her pay for her tab the day before and even convinced her to tip the server. ROFL. Sorry for not being a I don't work here lady situation, but I think this is close enough. I hope it's close enough to end up on YouTube. Lady, I work for the police, not Target. I want to share a story. Few years back I worked as a police dispatcher. We were required to dress in business casual. So khakis and a button-down or polo. I'm assuming you've read the title and see where this is going. So after work one day the GF and I stopped by Target on the way home to grab a few things. I'm wearing, you guessed it, a red polo with khaki pants. I also have an ID badge on my belt denoting communicator, Joe Schmo Police Department. Grabbed some olive oil, brought to my GF who told me she got some a few days ago. So I go back to olive oil aisle and put it back. I put it back in its proper place because I'm not an inconsiderate a-hole. Anywho. Lady comes up to me and asks where she can find some brand dog food. I just thought she was asking for my opinion, gave her a general direction. She went off. Like 5 minutes later I'm looking at Harry's razors, and I feel someone poke me on my shoulder. I turn and find the lady standing there looking displeased. Lady, my dog food wasn't where you said it was. Me, well, I dunno. I guess ask someone who works here. Lady, I am, you. Me, nope, don't work here, turns and looks away. Yes you do. You were stocking shelves. Me, yeah, don't talk to me. Lady grabs my arms and pulls me to face her. You ever get a sudden flare of anger? I did. Bitch touched me. Lady, young man, I'm a customer and you'd better. Me, don't you fucking touch me. My voice was a little raised now. Touch me again, you and I are going to have a problem. She was obviously taken aback. She said something about me being fired and a manger. She scurried away. I found my girlfriend and we went to check out. At this point it still hadn't really clicked that she thought I worked there. I just thought she was rude. We get to the self-checkout and lady with a Target employee approach me and my girlfriend. Lady, that's him, that's your stock boy whom threatened me. Me, WTF. I don't work here lady, leave me the fuck alone. Manager, looking nonplussed, you don't work here. Me, nope, this chick started bothering me then grabbed me. GF, he doesn't work here. Lady, don't you lie to me. You were stocking shelves and told me where to get dog food. Me, leave me alone or we're gonna have real problems. Lady, how about I call the police and tell them how you just threatened me. Me, I fucking dare you. I show her my ID badge. Let's see how that works out for you. I should mention the PD I worked for is in the same town as Target. The manager takes the opportunity and just says, have a nice evening and motions the woman away, and she follows. She just sort of gaped at me when she saw that I was in fact, not an employee of Target, but of the police department she was going to call on me. Not a big story with fireworks, but still one to tell. Moral, beware wearing red polos and stay thirsty my friends. I'm not a lawn mowing service. First time poster and I usually listen to these on YouTube. I don't have a clue how formatting works. Also, this may not be the perfect sub for this story, but it still has the right kind of vibe. This one actually happened last year, but it was short enough that I still remember it pretty clearly. I live in a very small town where everybody can more or less recognize everybody else by sight if not by name, so I have no idea what this lady's excuse is. I was out mowing my lawn, headphones on and music up loud enough to hear over the engine. Note that a set of double railroad tracks runs right through the middle of the city. It's not unusual for both streets that cross it to be blocked for a few hours by a parked train, as was the case on the day in question, but there's an overpass less than a quarter mile up the road. I realize after a couple of mowing passes that there's been a Mustang stopped at the stop sign by the house for probably a good minute and a half. The driver, too young to be a proper Karen but definitely training up for it, is looking my general direction, but at first I think she's just looking at the train and trying to figure out how to get around it. But no, she's looking at me. So I turn the mower off and take off my headphones. I figure she just wants to ask me if there's a way around the train, since we're sandwiched between two state routes and it's a question I've been asked a few times before. I suck with names, so I'm just going to stick with the basics, me and her. Me, need something? Her, I was wondering, if you're mowing lawns, would you be willing to do mine once a week for $10? Not what I was expecting, but hey, I've heard worse offers. I use mowing for both exercise and time to hide in my own thoughts for a while. I decide to at least poke at it a bit. Me, I'm mowing my lawn, I live here, but maybe. Depends on the yard and how local you are. Her, oh, I'm just up on street. At this point I recognize her car, so I know roughly where she lives. Her lawn is probably 2 acres and made of hills. I don't need that much exercise or me time. Me, sorry, but no. That's her, interrupting and huffing. What, is $10 not enough? Kids these days, honestly. When I was in high school, I would have been happy to earn an extra $10 a week. I'm not a kid. I'm 6'3", and while I do look young for my age, I was in my mid-40s at the time. Sure, I was wearing one of my old technical college t-shirts, but my mustache and goatee are starting to go gray, for crying out loud. Me, after looking at her for a moment, pardon me, but how old are you? Her, sneering, I don't see what that has to do with anything, but I'm 26. Me, sighs and eye rolls. Kid, I was out of high school before your parents ever fucked. I still kind of feel bad about being the one to initiate cursing, but it definitely got her attention. Yay for precision F strikes, I guess. And with that, I put my headphones back on and started the mower while she was just inarticulately sputtering at me. I'm pretty sure she tried saying something else, but it was lost to engine noise and music. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't done yet. Thanks for watching.